Welcome back to another episode of the GC Informer. I am Snowy, otherwise known as Count Fracula, and today, just a couple of little news things, one of which I like, one of which bit interesting and I know Vox wouldn't like. We'll start with a more positive story that I want to talk about. It's a little lovely thing that I'm very much looking forward to, and for those of you who thought that when Pokemon Gold and Silver were released on the 3DS Virtual Console that Crystal should have come with it, rejoice! Because on January the 26th, Pokemon Crystal will be officially released on the Virtual Console. I have played through Crystal many times, I've played through most of the Pokemon games many times, and just to have it on a little 3DS would be lovely because, I don't know why, but to get other people, younger people, to experience the older games, definitely a good thing. I'll probably still buy it because I'm a massive Pokemon sheep, but that's neither here nor there. I am very excited for this, and I should imagine, while we don't really know much about it, it'll probably cost the same as the others. It's basically just a tenner, and I would really appreciate a boxed release. But if we don't get one, I still wouldn't be too disappointed. So that's something to look forward to. Now onto the story that Vox will maybe not like. The reason for that is because it is Star Citizen related. We know he loves his Star Citizen, even though he hates it at the same time. Bit of an abusive relationship there, man. Might want to get out of that. And they've gotten into a little bit of hot water with the developers of the CryEngine. While they don't actually use CryEngine anymore, they did until sort of last year, the year before. They now use Amazon's little engine that they made. They feel that the fact that they're now not using CryEngine and are using the Amazon engine instead sort of makes everything go away a little bit. The reason they're actually being sued is, I suspect, because Crytek are running out of money, personally, but the reason put forward is that they used the license to CryEngine, one, at a below market rate because of a deal, and the deal, they're claiming that the deal was broken, and they are also claiming that they are using the license to the software incorrectly. The deal part of that was that CryEngine was supposed to be the only engine that was used for Star Citizen, and they signed a proper deal with Crytek and the developers of Star Citizen, who are called Cloud Imperium, that's their name. They sort of didn't, they were supposed to use just CryEngine for this game, and the deal for that was that they got CryEngine at a below market rate. Because it is a paid engine, it's also not very cheap. The other part of the licensing that they apparently broke, Cloud Imperium, was that they were only supposed to use CryEngine for one video game, and that is just sort of laid out in the actual terms of the agreement. However, because Cloud Imperium broke off the campaign of Star Citizen into its own separate game, which was called Section 42, it's its own standalone thing, and Crytek are saying that that is not allowed because they're using the engine for two games now that it's split off into its own thing. Cloud Imperium have dismissed these allegations, claiming of course that because they moved over to Amazon's new engine instead of Crytek, they did this quite a while ago now, it's either a year or two ago, that these allegations are now unfounded. But at the same time, I think if the sort of standalone campaign bit was split off before they switched engines, there is a little bit of legal standing in this case. Crytek are seeking damages and a removal of all things to do with Crytek and CryEngine from the game entirely, which would probably include quite a few assets. And there's two sides to this case. It's a little bit iffy as to who is in the right, as it were. It's a bit iffy. But I do have a feeling that Crytek's latest financial difficulties may be a bit of a motivator behind this case. And that brings us to the end of another episode of the GC Informer. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please give us a like, subscribe or a share, whatever you fancy. Our social links are down in the description, along with a link to our Discord where you can join in some chat with all of us. Stay tuned to GameCast for more news, reviews, Let's Plays, podcasts, lots of lovely things, and I will see you soon. for more news.